Title V. The Democratic Life of the Union. Article I-45. The principle of democratic equality in all its activities. The Union shall observe the principle of the equality of its citizens, who shall receive equal attention from its institutions, bodies, offices and agencies. Article I-46. The principle of representative democracy. 1. The functioning of the Union shall be founded on representative democracy. 2. Citizens are directly represented at Union level in the European Parliament. Member states are represented in the European Council by their heads of state or government, and in the Council by their governments, themselves democratically accountable, either to their national parliaments or to their citizens. 3. Every citizen shall have the right to participate in the democratic life of the Union. Decisions shall be taken as openly and as closely as possible to the citizen. 4. Political parties at European level contribute to forming European political awareness and to expressing the will of citizens of the Union. Article I-47. The principle of participatory democracy. 1. The institutions shall, by appropriate means, give citizens and representative associations the opportunity to make known and publicly exchange their views in all areas of Union action. 2. The institutions shall maintain an open, transparent and regular dialogue with representative associations and civil society. 3. The Commission shall carry out broad consultations with parties concerned in order to ensure that the Union's actions are coherent and transparent. 40 Part I-4. Not less than 1 million citizens, who are nationals of a significant number of member states, may take the initiative of inviting the Commission, within the framework of its powers, to submit any appropriate proposal on matters where citizens consider that a legal act of the Union is required for the purpose of implementing the Constitution. European laws shall determine the provisions for the procedures and conditions required for such a citizens' initiative, including the minimum number of member states from which such citizens must come. Article I-48. The social partners and autonomous social dialogue. The Union recognizes and promotes the role of the social partners at its level, taking into account the diversity of national systems. It shall facilitate dialogue between the social partners, respecting their autonomy. The Tripartite Social Summit for Growth and Employment shall contribute to social dialogue. Article I-49. The European Ombudsman. A European Ombudsman elected by the European Parliament shall receive, examine and report on complaints about maladministration in the activities of the Union institutions, bodies, offices or agencies, under the conditions laid down in the Constitution. The European Ombudsman shall be completely independent in the performance of his or her duties. Article I-50. Transparency of the proceedings of Union institutions, bodies, offices and agencies. 1. In order to promote good governance and ensure the participation of civil society, the Union institutions, bodies, offices and agencies shall conduct their work as openly as possible. 2. The European Parliament shall meet in public, as shall the Council, when considering and voting on a draft legislative act. 3. Any citizen of the Union and any natural or legal person residing or having its registered office in a member state shall have, under the conditions laid down in Part 3, a right of access to documents of the Union institutions, bodies, offices and agencies, whatever their medium. European laws shall lay down the general principles and limits, which, on grounds of public or private interest, govern the right of access to such documents. 4. Each institution, body, office or agency shall determine in its own rules of procedure specific provisions regarding access to its documents, in accordance with the European laws referred to in paragraph 3. Treaty establishing a Constitution for Europe. 41 Article I-51. Protection of personal data. 1. Everyone has the right to the protection of personal data, concerning him or her. 2. European laws, or framework laws, shall lay down the rules relating to the protection of individuals with regard to the processing of personal data by Union institutions, bodies, offices and agencies, and by the member states, when carrying out activities which fall within the scope of Union law, and the rules relating to the free movement of such data. Compliance with these rules shall be subject to the control of independent authorities. Article I-52. Status of churches and non-confessional organizations. 1. The Union respects and does not prejudice the status under national law of churches and religious associations or communities in the member states. 2. The Union equally respects the status under national law of philosophical and non-confessional organizations. 3. Recognizing their identity and their specific contribution, the Union shall maintain an open, transparent and regular dialogue with these churches and organizations. Title VII. The Union's finances. Article I-53. Budgetary and financial principles. 1. All items of Union revenue and expenditure shall be included in estimates drawn up for each financial year, and shall be shown in the Union's budget in accordance with Part 3. 2. The revenue and expenditure shown in the budget shall be in balance. 3. The expenditure shown in the budget shall be authorized for the annual budgetary period in accordance with the European law referred to in Article 3-412. 4. The implementation of expenditure shown in the budget shall require the prior adoption of a legally binding Union Act, providing the legal basis for its action, and for the implementation of the corresponding expenditure in accordance with the European law referred to in Article 3:412, except in cases for which that law provides. 5. With the view to maintaining budgetary discipline, the Union shall not adopt any act which is likely to have appreciable implications for the budget without providing an assurance that the expenditure arising from such an act is capable of being financed within the limit of the Union's own 42 Part I resources, and in compliance with the multi-annual financial framework referred to in Article I-55. 6. The budget shall be implemented in accordance with the principle of sound financial management. Member states shall cooperate with the Union to ensure that the appropriations entered in the budget are used in accordance with this principle. 7. The Union and the member states, in accordance with Article 3:415, shall counter fraud and any other illegal activities affecting the financial interests of the Union. Article I-54. The Union's own resources. 1. The Union shall provide itself with the means necessary to attain its objectives and carry through its policies. 2. Without prejudice to other revenue, the Union's budget shall be financed wholly from its own resources. 3. A European law of the Council shall lay down the provisions relating to the system of own resources of the Union. In this context, it may establish new categories of own resources, or abolish an existing category. The Council shall act unanimously after consulting the European Parliament. That law shall not enter into force until it is approved by the member states in accordance with their respective constitutional requirements. 4. A European law of the Council shall lay down implementing measures of the Union's own resources system, insofar as this is provided for in the European law adopted on the basis of paragraph 3. The Council shall act after obtaining the consent of the European Parliament. Article I-55. The Multi-Annual Financial Framework. 1. The Multi-Annual Financial Framework shall ensure the Union expenditure develops in an orderly manner, and within the limits of its own resources. It shall determine the amounts of the annual ceilings of appropriations for commitments by category of expenditure in accordance with Article 3:402. 2. A European law of the Council shall lay down the Multi-Annual Financial Framework. The Council shall act unanimously after obtaining the consent of the European Parliament, which shall be given by a majority of its component members. 3. The annual budget of the Union shall comply with the Multi-Annual Financial Framework. 4. The European Council may, unanimously, adopt a European decision, authorizing the Council to act by a qualified majority, when adopting the European law of the Council referred to in paragraph 2. Treaty establishing a Constitution for Europe 43 Article I-56. The Union's budget. A European law shall establish the Union's annual budget in accordance with Article 3:404. Title 8. The Union and its neighbors. Article I-57. The Union and its neighbors. 1. The Union shall develop a special relationship with neighboring countries, aiming to establish an area of prosperity and good neighborliness founded on the values of the Union, and characterized by close and peaceful relations based on cooperation. 2. For the purposes of paragraph 1, the Union may conclude specific agreements with the countries concerned. These agreements may contain reciprocal rights and obligations as well as the possibility of undertaking activities jointly.